Alright, we are back. I brought my Kleinstar, which is now a Kleinstar Vier, which is 4. And it's only got 100,000 EMC in it, and I say only because, I mean, it costs like 12, like over $1 million to make the stupid thing itself. Yeah, well, $1.5 million to make it. So I literally just got done doing that before I started playing with the ThaumCraft again. So I don't have a lot of EMC, but the idea is that I don't want to have to go back and forth between here and the other world like 100 million zillion times. So we'll just be able to actually get some stuff done out here. So first we're going to set up a regular Viz production line, and like I said, this one here, this little area, is going to be primarily for clean Viz production. So we just need the regular valve. We'll take the regular infuser, some conduits, and we are going to want to use the filters. And I want more Viz storage tanks than we had before. Alright, so they're glass panes and enchanted wood. Now I don't have any glass. Actually no, that's wrong. I have one. Perfect. And I realize that this whole segment I'm going to be breaking that general rule of not using equivalent exchange for everything, but I really just don't want to have to hop back and forth, and I want this world to be sort of set up on its own, you know, to do the sort of things we want to do with ThaumCraft without risking any infection in the real world. So we'll just come kind of right out here in the open. There's the crucible. One pipe. Actually, no. Not a pipe, but a valve. Just because. And tanks do connect like this, and valves and conduits will work to pull things out. So, you know, we're sort of safe doing it that way. Now we do need to put these things on. I don't know if I want to put them on the... I guess, yeah, the bottom is probably better. I'm not really sure how these, you know, work. I still wish I knew what these, like, weird numbers next to them meant, but oh well. And then we'll put the thalmic infuser right here. Now, the idea behind this whole experiment is that we want to create an automatic system that will make Viz for us. So automating stuff, for me, is equivalent exchange. So we need an energy collector, which is 82K, which we have enough for. And we also want an energy condenser, which is 40K, but we do not have enough for. But what it is 4 diamonds and the alchemical chest. So we're actually kind of close. There we go. Energy condenser. Now we're going to set these up here. And we're just going to put the Kleinstar in it, let it kind of hang out. We will need to put a glowstone block on top of it eventually. And actually, yeah, we can do that right now, because I think I brought one. We'll just make another, because I want to have one on hand. Alright, so now we do have some EMC coming in. But the idea here is that we're going to generate something in this condenser with that energy collector and pipe whatever that something is directly into the crucible to generate, you know, sort of infinite Viz. And actually, in that case, we probably don't want the valve here. The valve is not actually super useful because the crucible will fill up easily. The tanks, not so much. So now the question is, what do we want to generate to create a good amount of smelting sort of stuff? And I remember thinking that sugar was pretty good. And really the thing we're looking at is the ratio of EMC to smelting value. So sugar gives you, every 8 EMC gives you 1 smelting value. And that's not bad. But I remember obsidian being better. Obsidian with a 64 and 16, which is a 4-to-1. And 4-to-1 is good. 4-to-1 is actually really good, and it's the best I found until I thought of something like really simple. Cobble, like, has an EMC of 1, but a smelting of less than 1. And we don't know what that less than 1 is. It could be 0.5, it could be 0.25, it could be fucking 0.1. So cobble's out. But dirt and glass have an EMC value of 1 and a smelting value of 1, which is a perfect ratio. And the only limiting factor here is going to be how fast can a wood pipe pump these out. But I still imagine using this, it'll be faster. You'll pump more than 16 glass or dirt out before the condenser would produce 1 obsidian. So this is probably the better way to go. So we're going to use, we'll use glass, just because in case I ever need it to make tanks and shit, it'll be nice to have some surplus in there. Now, I did forget to bring, like, my standard redstone engines and stuff, but I've probably got the mats here to make them. We need some pipes first. Some wood pipes. Some cobble pipes. Not that I think I'm going to need that many, but... So we'll set it up like this, and if this doesn't work, then we'll move it all up 1 more level so that it outputs here but facing down, so it will literally drop right in there if for some reason it doesn't like the connecting pipe. And then all we do is we put glass in here, and we're going to leave the Kleinstar in there for the moment until we get the engine set up. We need to go make a redstone engine. Now, we'll pull that out. Glass is coming in really fast already. And we're not really going to get to see an efficiency test of any of this at first until the engine heats up, because it takes a while. And then we'll get to see, how fast it's actually going to come out, because obviously it's producing, like, way, way quicker than the pipe can pull out. And we knew that going in. And really what we're probably going to end up doing is putting a second condenser down to generate something else just to deal with that level of runoff. Now let's make sure this works. Oh, whoops, it's going in here. Every 2 glass should be yielding 1 viz. Yep, that's working, and it's not generating any taint because these things are burning it off immediately. So right now we've got our production going pretty good. It is going to bleed some of the taint off into the atmosphere, but hopefully it won't be too much, and we can go research there's a better filter thing, I think, that just eats the taint instead of bleeding it all into the atmosphere. But right now we've got infinite viz production. It's just going to take, like I said, a little while to really get going. Thinking about it, since this engine is going to be the limiting factor, maybe instead of a regular redstone engine, we want to use something more powerful, like one of the electric engines. Slow is on par with a steam engine, which would still pull stuff out, like, way faster. I really underestimated how awfully slow this would go. Let's try it with obsidian. We lose some efficiency, but we gain some speed. Actually, no, never mind. We're going to let it go. We're going to let it charge up, and we'll see how quickly we're gaining viz once the redstone engine is going at full speed. And once that happens, then we'll evaluate what we need to do. So I'm going to take a short break and just let this idle, because it takes a little while for this to heat up. So we will be right back. While I was waiting for the redstone engine to heat up, I came up with an idea that's sort of a compromise between setting up a electric engine and switching over to obsidian. Although we've got, a nice amount, which is cool. What we're going to do, redstone engines you can link together. So I made 8 of them, and we're going to hook them all up and make them all work together to pump this glass out faster. And hopefully this works. Whoops, too far. And we'll see if it's going in, like, larger groups. Does not appear to be doing so. My other thought was, instead of doing something weird like this, would be to do something like hook up 4 pipes coming out of it with a redstone engine on each one. Yeah, this really doesn't appear to be going any faster. Maybe it's because they're not hot? Yeah, another wait, I suppose, to see how this goes. Alright, the extra engines, even at green, don't appear to be having any effect on the actual speed. So we are going to try it with multiple engines pumping out of multiple pipes, and we'll see if that has a better effect. So this is probably going to end up messy, but I know we can actually pipe from a number of different directions out of this. So we'll set the wood pipes up first before we start putting engines on them. Actually, no, we probably want to do the engines at the same time, now that I think about it, so that we know that they attach to the correct pipes. Now, I'm gonna need some iron pipes to wire this fucking mess together. And we'll leave the top free, I guess, for now, just in the interest of this not getting any more out of fucking hand. Once this is all done, I'll go ahead and transmute this cobble back into smooth. But let's see. First, we'll put an iron pipe in here. Right there. Oh, good, and it went the right way. Actually, that's not really where we want it. That's where we want it, and that one didn't go the right way. That's just gonna mess things up. And actually, we'll leave the other one, just... no, there's no real reason to have that there. Whoops. And this actually probably ought to be iron. God damn it. This one ought to be iron as well. So these will both pump up and go straight into that one, which is also only a one-way. Alright. Now we've just got to get the one out of the bottom here somehow. And this is not going to be fun. Especially because I have a feeling that we've probably... Yep, I was afraid of that. There we go. Now these should then all pipe out of there. And we just need to wire it up. And the test here is, have we gotten the rate of output above the rate of production? Because that's ideal. If we can get that to happen, then there will be no need whatsoever to switch to obsidian, because it will absolutely be inefficient. But, as usual, we will not be able to test that until we get all of these engines up to red. So we'll just let it go ahead and drain. And realistically, I guess I could put one on the top, too. Yeah, I guess we ought to. Now we've got it pumping out of all 5 pipes. And once it gets up to speed, we should be able to see how fast it's going. And it should, hopefully, it really looks like it's coming in pretty quick. Even though they're only pulling in, you know, 1/2 of is per, really. It's still generating rather quickly.